It's Idlewild and Live in a Hiding Place here on BBC Radio Scotland. Now, it's nearly 2 decades since Idlewild formed and became one of Scotland's best-loved bands. It's been a constant evolution from the angular punk of Queen of the Troubled Teens up to the present day, taking in solo projects and collaborations. The band have recently been on hiatus, but fans were overjoyed when they announced a Highlands and Islands acoustic tour, which kicked off this weekend. It's great to welcome onto the show in a rainy Isle of Skye, Rod Jones. Welcome, Rod. How's it going?
Hi, Vic. It's good, thanks. I'm a little wet and flustered, but I'm good.
Yeah, I hear it's blowing a hoolie up in Skye at the moment.
It is, yeah. I mean, we were a bit worried today that we wouldn't make it because of the ferries, but I'm also petrified of boats. So it's been an interesting couple of days.
I'm sure if you're petrified of boats but you're doing an islands tour, that doesn't
Yeah,
really
I didn't
add up.
really think about it at the time. Roddy had promised me that there was talk of a helicopter, but that's not materialised as yet.
Ah, dear. The Idlewild helicopter has vanished once again.
Yeah.
So you played the ancestral home of the Clan MacLean last night, Duart Castle on Mull. How did it feel to play in such grandeur?
Certainly one of my favourite places we've ever played, really. I mean, it's not that often you get to play in a great hall. So, there was some consternation about leaving crumbs from sandwiches. Really, obviously cautious not to knock over suits of armour.
So you were on your best behaviour?
Oh, we were. I mean, we always are, obviously.
Yeah,
you know that about us.
Tell me how the idea of the Highlands and Islands tour actually came about.
Well, I mean, we've done something like this before, obviously, years and years ago, when we started to explore the kind of idea of the band doing acoustic shows. And we'd done, actually, a full electric tour up here, around 100 Broken Windows time, I think it was. Mm-hmm. So, and it had been so well received, I think, that, and obviously, we spent a lot of time writing up here. It seemed like a good place to, kind of come back and play some songs to people after this amount of time,
Certainly. It sold out in minutes. Did that kind of surprise you? Did that take you by surprise?
It did a little, I mean, we've you just never really know, do you? I mean, obviously, we've always had a really loyal fan base. We've been very lucky in that way. We're always, I think, always grateful of that as a band. But, obviously, when you've been away for quite a long time, you just don't know.
How about the nerves, getting together and playing these songs again?
It's surprisingly not bad, actually. I don't know if it's because I'm sitting down. But I'm not really sure. It's been good, yeah. I mean, we've been pretty well rehearsed, and we've obviously got new members in the band as well. And so,
tell us a little bit about these extra musicians, these new members of the band. How did you meet them and know them and get them involved?
Well, it's really just through friends and through other people we've played with over the years. I mean, in the 5 years off, myself and Roddy have been relatively busy doing other projects, obviously, so we've met lots of other people and other musicians. So, Hannah's been playing with Roddy, and Lucci, I think, once or twice had as well. Andrew, obviously, from Hazy Janes, we've played with numerous times over the years. So, we were looking for certain people that could do certain things, and these people were the first on the list. It gives a new life to the band, having new blood.
When the band goes fully electrified later in the year or early next year, will all these new members stay in the band? Will they still be there?
Yeah, I mean, without giving too much away, I think there's been a bit of a swell of people sort of saying we've been announcing an announcement. There will be the new lineup next year and some shows and. I can't really tell you much more just yet. But,
sure, no, fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, I think there'll definitely be a new lineup. The way it works with them at the moment is so good. I think when we add kind of volume and amplification to that, it can only just get bigger and better, I suppose.
You're playing 2 sets each night. That must be a bit of a challenge for a start. But how did you decide which songs to play?
It's very easy to tell quite quickly which songs are actually the good ones and which ones were more just about dynamics. When you strip them back to this kind of way of playing them, some songs stand up really well and some really don't. I mean, the new life that's kind of come into some of the really old songs, songs like Rosability and Quiet Crown and Bronze Medal, those sort of songs, there's a whole new kind of feel to them, which is great, and it sort of makes you sort of wonder about how we might do it next year, So
sure.
I think there will be quite a lot of surprises next year.
You and Roddy have been away doing solo projects, various different projects. You've obviously had the birthday suit, and Roddy's been doing his solo stuff. You keep in touch, though, I take it. You're good friends outside
of course.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we see a lot less of each other when we're not doing stuff together. I mean, Roddy lives in up in the Highlands, and I live in Leith, you know, so it's quite a trek. But I mean, we keep in touch, and we come to each other's shows when we can, and you know, obviously we're much more in touch now. And it's funny, we just kind of picked up where we left off, really. You know, we met up one day to think about maybe should we try writing some songs together again, and we sat in my living room and wrote 7 or 8 ideas in an afternoon, you know, and it was just literally, we hadn't really stopped. I think there's a relationship there that just obviously works, you know, and I think that's part of what makes a band rather than a singer-songwriter sort of thing, you know. I think it's so much easier to be unique as a band because it's a unique blend of different personalities, you know.
Do you think these side projects sort of bring new energy back to Idlewild in a way?
Yeah, they're always going to. I said this a long time ago, that I think that I learnt more when we did Roddy's first solo record, just playing with so many different people and different musicians, than I had done in 10 years in a band, you know, because we kind of learnt to play together, and it was very, you know, that we did it that way, and that was the only way we knew, you know, and then everybody has such a different way of doing things, and especially in the folky world, people are probably much more concerned with playing things well rather than making noise, you know. So it was a bit of a learning curve when we did that, and also kind of a humbling experience, being able, like it is with some of our new members, to sort of play with people who are, you know how to do things.
While you're on this kind of tour of the Highlands and Isles, you mentioned it's a bit of a holiday. Do you do a bit of sightseeing?
When we have the time, to be honest, it's a lot of catching ferries, which obviously, so there's a good hour in the morning of me psyching myself up to get on a boat. I mean, I did notice a few people that were at last night's gig that were on the boat today that were having a good giggle at the fact that I was looking a little bit green.
Oh no, what a shame.
It is good fun, and I mean, I think, you know, we'll have a couple of days off where we can do a bit of exploring and go and see some standing stones or something. I don't know, but you know, Roddy's kind of well versed in these areas as well, so he's kind of acting like Dad in the car and pointing out, you know, this is where this happened. And
please pass on my love to the man, obviously, and tell him that I expect a tour at some point in the near future.
I will. I think he's taking bookings for next year.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad to hear. I know he's doing a solo Christmas hootenanny on the 19th of December in Stirling at the toll booth. Any more birthday suit activities coming up before the end of the year?
Well, we were planning to do a tour in December, but you know, I'm sort of conscious that we're just kind of retreading ground. I mean, the thing with the birthday suit is it's not something that any of us treat as a career, you know. It's something that we do because we want to do it, and I feel like we kind of toured that record and we did it, and going back to it now and doing it again would be for the sake of it, really. So I think we're going to either try and do something different with the songs that we've got, and maybe do a little tour like that early next year, or maybe just sort of start concentrating on writing some more music. I mean, it's something that I feel we've only really scratched the surface with the last record, so I think it's something that we'll continue to do, just obviously in the space that we have.
Well, I look forward to more birthday suit material and obviously new Idlewild material. Have a brilliant tour and enjoy tonight. We're going to play an oldie. This is Idlewild and Little Discourage.
Thanks, Vic.